Sorry, I had it on too.
There we go. Now we are in a priority feed activation. USA Stormwatch here. Um, so want to overview kind of the latest local storm reports. Obviously, we do have several tornado reports to pass along, and a lot of these. And my concern here is for these supercells that we've been seeing here across the Central Plains. You can see a little bit more of an organized severe setup here across southwest Kansas and the panhandle of Oklahoma. We got several strong storms here that'll be approaching Dodge City. And my concern, you can see these little mesocyclones in there. So some of these could easily become supercells. And the
Mm-hmm.
environment we are talking about out ahead of these, look at these tornadic supercells with reported tornadoes or previously have had tornadoes on them. Several reports of wind damage, including an overturned semi there, but also a significant looking cell here in Kiowa County there. You can see the dew points are in the 70s. So we got what we're looking at here is a pretty decent dry line here that we're seeing here. And again, they've had and as of 8:36, still dangerous large tornado being confirmed by spotters in Kiowa County, now moving into Comanche County. You can see uh,
One
definitely a
expired.
significant looking hook echo with it. Um, but look at the yeah, I was going to say velocities are being maxed out near 80, perhaps even 90 knots here. I'm trying to color match, but again,
That's strong.
I would put that 90 against probably 40 or 50. So I would probably say winds are easily well over 100 miles an hour with this. And
Wow.
that's the estimates here with the mesocyclone. Again, these are the winds several uh, thousand feet off the ground. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want to kind of talk about the broad um, population area that we're talking about. So we are seeing this moderate risk of severe weather here, including sections. And again, it's a fairly small area. Keep that in mind. Um, However, this is the area where I think our maximum tornado potential is still underway over southwest Kansas and sections of the panhandle of Oklahoma, western, northwest Oklahoma, and then you have the extreme northeast panhandle of Texas, but also the enhanced risk for some strong to severe supercells
Mm-hmm.
stretching from central Kansas into much of western and central Oklahoma, and well into the panhandle of Texas as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that was, oh, that was probably yeah. I was going to say this is the moderate risk area. Either that or they might have updated the risk. I gotta. So I'm gonna take a moment to talk about these storms that are approaching the moderate risk area. Um, Easily looking at some very damaging winds with it. Look at the velocity signatures we're getting and the tight gradient you're seeing there. It looks like that strong gust front. And generally speaking, you can see these little mesocyclone signatures, so you can easily get supercells off of these. So that is going to be a concern. So Dodge City is right here. So you still potentially have maybe an hour or 2 hours before these or within an hour or two before these storms approach. But this is an area where you can see the dew points all out ahead of these are in the 60s. That's where
Mm-hmm.
we're generally at in terms of your severe threshold there. But you can see well behind that. Look at the dew points here in the 40s, and yeah, lower 40s, potentially into 30s. And look, 50 degrees in Lamar, but then we got temperatures well in the 70s and 80s down here in Oklahoma. So This is not only a significant frontal system, you got a dry line that's converging well behind this as well. So that concern with the surface dry line there is that's where you easily get supercells develop off of. Generally, it's much drier air at the surface, and then you got moist and moist, warm and moist air, and you couple that in with significant instability and unstable boundary layer. That's where we're seeing all these supercells develop. But then the low-level winds and just the dynamics we're seeing in the mid levels of the atmosphere with the in upper levels of the atmosphere, we have a negatively tilted trough, which that's generally not good when you're talking organized severe weather. So the trough is kind of where you get suppression and height falls kind of nudging southeast over on top of this environment with the dew points and temperatures in the 60s and 70s. And then also we're seeing some pretty so we're seeing a lot of strong low-level helicity out and ahead of this, and I could pull up the RAP projection, see where we're at in the short term. But I would say this is an area I would be definitely watching out for the potential for supercells, and storms along this line are already tornado warned here.
Yeah, the upper level jet has been already happening in it.
Yeah, I would say more like the low-level jet streak, or we got a little bit of a low-level jet here. You can see more of a
will we see another tornado watch or not?
There is that potential here further into Oklahoma, potentially. I am not entirely sure. It would depend on the evolution and how these storms pan out, but I think that this is the most critical time to be really paying attention to what we're seeing up here, because definitely looking at some intense mesocyclones trying to form, and the deep layer shear and everything looks you can kind of see here with that
yeah, Isaac, we just got a new tornado warning now, has just been issued to 9:30.
Yeah, and we're going to kind of talk more about a broader scale. We'll talk individual warnings as we get there, but looks like that one is in radar indicated status. But looking at this cell here, definitely some strong rotation with it here. You can see
looks like I got a debris ball with it.
Yeah, and this storm has had, well, again, this would be northwest of Oklahoma City here. Yeah, I was going to say, definitely looking like a strong mesocyclone here with this one here. That's northwest of Oklahoma City, but this Kiowa County storm is one that I am definitely paying attention to. You can see this.
Yeah, you want to get the shelter.
And yeah, you can still confirm there's some debris being lofted. There's a notable CC drop kind of in the middle. It's kind of may not be as well pronounced as it has been, but it's definitely it's definitely there. But I'm also concerned again.
I see that
you got this area of very strong inflow feeding into it. So definitely, given the environment and whatnot, I definitely do think that, again, there's a low-level mesocyclone there. So definitely assuming that we still have one on the ground. Yeah, and radar is indicating potentially two tornadoes with this, possibly cyclic.
Okay.
And yeah, I was going to say this is near Mountain Park and north of Indiahoma, and I was going to say, generally speaking, you got two areas of rotation there, and one up here, and then one potentially over here. So again, you may be seeing cyclic tornadoes along both of these parent areas of rotation, and
yeah, you want to take cover now.
And I will say that looks like so I would say. a lot of rural areas in this particular warning, so we're not too
Okay,
worried
that's
about
good.
any population impacts. But I'm more concerned about folks in Kansas and western Oklahoma and sections of northeast Texas around Lipscomb and Hemphill County.
Yeah, this tornado warning south up here, the one to 9 p.m. at 8:48, a radar 2 tornadoes on 8 miles east of Mountain Park, 5 miles north of it starts with the N, moving northeast around 25. Damage and tornado and ping pong ball size hail. So this does have a little bit debris, Isaac. A little bit. The blue's kind of close to it.
Yeah, I was going to say you do have a CC drop, so that's indicating potential debris with that. Whether that's
So
current, I would say it's somewhat pronounced when I.
Yeah, I want to show you on my radar. Okay, look how tight this is, Isaac. I'll show you how tight it is. Look how tight this circulation is.
Yeah, I was going to say you got some really strong outbounds with that, so you can see the tight reds, or that's indicating some fairly strong inflow, and the inflow is what we're concerned about, because that's where you're.
What happened?